Hello, I'm BJ Arnett, and this is This Day with BJ Arnett, and my guest is Michelle Marshall. She is the CEO of Purpose Well, and we've been talking for just a moment. We're going to continue the conversation and really dive into, Michelle, the things that people need to understand in order to be able to move into their entrepreneurial self, to move into writing that book, to move into being that superstar business person that they want to be, to move into being their absolute best. You have developed a program that gives seminars and looks at business plans and looks at the websites and all the intricate parts of what you need to be that start. Talk to us about that and what that means.
So for me, I know I moved into this journey because I've went through transitions when it came to corporate on a few occasions. And each time when I went through those transitions, I said, okay, I still have my same skill sets. I still have my same experience, and I still have my same network. So why am I sitting here waiting on a job to come my way when I can create my income in the meantime?
Ooh.
So I just want to make sure people have that faith and have that power to know that what you dream, you can build and you can be it. What happens oftentimes when people have dreams, they share it with other people. And I have to tell them oftentimes, God didn't give the other people the vision, He gave it to you. So oftentimes a lot of people, they're giving you opinions based off of their fear or based off of their lack of understanding of your skills, experience, and your network. So I just want to ensure every experience, every initiative and solution I'm offering through Purpose Well will better equip those who are wanting to build their businesses, leave generational wealth, and hopefully we can talk about in a moment the Beauty and Fashion Summit that I'm launching and that will be happening in March. That I want to make sure that early or new entrepreneurs, startup entrepreneurs in the beauty and fashion fields have the tools and resources and knowledge they need to really scale their business.
That, the beauty and fashion field is such, first of all, the amount of dollars in that field is astronomical. But then when you think about who the buyer is, it is largely women, Black and brown. Talk to us about what that field looks like and why is it so supple at this point and ready for new entrepreneurs to run into it?
Yeah, so we, according to a study by McKinsey, we spend communities of color about $2 trillion in those industries. We account about 4% of the workforce. So I don't have the data in terms of what we make up in terms of suppliers, vendors, and agencies. But oftentimes, there are specific locations for those industries, be it New York or LA or Paris or some different types of areas. And a lot of times people think, okay, I'm not, like I said earlier, I'm not moving to that area, so I can't really tap into this field. But there's so many pathways and so many opportunities for entrepreneurs to plug in. There's so many opportunities for early talent to plug in. And I think what ends up being an opportunity is oftentimes people don't have the information. They think, okay, I'm not a designer, so there's nothing for me. They think, okay, I'm a small agency, so there's nothing for me. A lot of these companies, beauty and fashion, I can speak more specifically to the fashion area, but they have numerous campaigns, thousands of campaigns a year. So they can't use the same agency, they can't use the same vendors for every single campaign they have to build out for every product that they release. So there's always opportunities to make sure that you're positioning your business to do business with these major brands.
I'm listening to you and I'm hearing some of the women who are now wives and mothers and empty nesters, and I'll be in a conversation and they'll say, well, BJ, everybody can't do this, this, and this, and I go, well, why not? Why can't you? And what we boil it down to is, I know that I like this, I know that this is a great thing to do, but I've allowed a fear to step in, or I've allowed a doubter to be in my atmosphere.
Yes.
And that has pulled my faith away. So, you know, that becomes a true issue. And where there is that faithful issue that usually uncovers that fear base of failure.
Yes.
But we are in now a marketplace that allows us connectivity around the world. Is our field of beauty and fashion being hit with an upward swing because of all of our social media presence, or a downward swing?
I can't say whether it's being downward, upward. I know women will never stop. It could be a recession.
Thank you. And we are never going to stop not looking the way we're supposed to look.
When the world shut down for COVID, we were still like, I need my products.
Thank you. I need to get it done.
I need to get it done.
I can go back to your point. I can go back to a story my grandmother told me in World War II that they couldn't get silk stockings. So they took a ballpoint pen and drew a line up the back of their leg, because that's how stockings back in that day looked, up the back of their legs. They oiled their legs real good, and then they drew a line so you'd look like you had on silk stockings. Now I remember that, and I couldn't have been more than 10 years old. But to your point, women will find a way, make a way to have their look correct. So whatever is going on, they're going to figure it out.
They're going to figure it out. But what I'm finding is it's becoming saturated, so you have to figure out what is your place and what is your niche within all the noise of all the beauty brands and all the fashion brands that's being built. And how can you position yourself to stand out and find your people? And that
Positioning yourself in order to find your people doesn't have to look like anyone else's, correct?
It doesn't. The one thing that gave me the faith that I can do anything that I put my mind to, I always tell this story about my mother when I was working in corporate. I used to always say, Mama, I'm working so hard. I'm coming in early. I'm leaving late. I'm watching The Chosen Ones, even though I'm not chosen. What they're telling them to do, I'm reading the same books. They're blocking me. And she was like, God hands out the promotions. And when she told me that changed my mindset. So, oh, man don't have power or control over my destiny.
No.
That let me know that I had all the control over my future and my destiny, and I started reverse engineering my career and figuring out what I need to build up, the skills, the experience, the people, in order for me to move in the direction I wanted to move in.
And with Purpose Well in March, you're just unpacking the beauty and fashion side. So people will get that opportunity to really understand what you now have learned through your mom and your own personal walk of faith, to be able to do it. What do you want people to walk away with at that moment in March 2026 when they get to Purpose Well and it's this big, beautiful sign that says, beauty and fashion, this is for you? What do you want them to walk away with?
Well, the Close-Up Summit is for the early talent students, and I really will focus a lot on those non-traditional roles that they don't think about, because when you major in business, when you major in STEM, you're not thinking beauty, fashion. You're thinking, oh, let me go work for this insurance company when I graduate. Let me go work for this chemical company, something that's not quite, marketable or exciting. I want the students to walk away excited about all the opportunities they did not know about, and I want the entrepreneurs to walk away equipped with the information they need to scale their business so they can ensure they're setting up their businesses for success and to leave generational wealth for their future generations and their families.
You said the ding, ding, ding word, generational wealth, which is putting together a system that leaves something for your family. When you take a look at that, just unpack that moment for us, because those are those new entrepreneurs, those women that I talk to who are now empty nesters. She and her husband are about to start looking at the retirement days. What are we going to do? And we really want to do a launch of a business right. What's their number one thing to do? Oh gosh, I get this question all the time. Where do I start? What's the number one?
Well, you know, I'm a new business owner. I got my inspiration. My mother's always been a serial entrepreneur when I was growing up. So I'm still learning the tools, but I always know this thing to be true. Write the vision and make it plain.
Ain't that the truth?
Before you can do anything, make sure you're clear on what it is that you want. This summit, the close-up, just came together naturally. I just met with a friend the other night. She's like, I'm so excited. I remember when you shared this with me 3 years ago. I was like, I talked about it 3 years ago.
You didn't even realize
I didn't realize it's been that long, but this has just been something inside of me for a while. And it's just, I'm actually afraid of the fact that I don't have fear. I'm just running straight.
You're just in it.
I've signed contracts. I've been running straight in it, and just all the things that I'm building in terms of the signature events, just the different initiatives that I'm building. I'm like, who's going to do all this work? I'm just naturally building it, and I've had friends state, how can you handle all this? I'm like, you didn't ask me that when I was working in
corporate America, and that is exactly what I was going to say. Now you're doing it for yourself.
And it's things, everything is things that I want to do, and what I have to remind people, because I don't always share my dreams and visions with a lot of people either. I can do these things in my sleep. I've been doing these things for nearly 15 years.
Right.
So the difference is I'm now doing it for myself. And the other part of that is someone reminded me that sometimes people are looking, and I believe they said this is from the Bible, so my mother, I'm making her look bad right now because I can't think of the scripture. If it is a story from the Bible, I don't know. But she told me the story of sometimes people have the view of a giraffe, and there's people that have the view of a turtle. And she's like, you have the view of a giraffe because you've done so much and built so much. So they can't see your vision and can't understand your dreams because they've never had to be at the levels you've had to be at, building the initiatives and strategies that you've had to build. And as a result, of course, people are going to question you because they're looking at me like I'm crazy, and I'm like, I can do this in my sleep. It's just a matter of me getting the proper resources and making sure I'm putting myself on the timeline and the project system so I can make sure I can accomplish everything.
And holding on to that thing that's inside of you that is your faith. You know, the understanding that faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not yet seen. That the substance. What does that look like inside of you? You said, write the vision and make it plain. Your mother always said that. Well, that is a part of the substance, and that is your step one, and then there's a step two, and you continue in that movement. Your movement is continuing to rise, and the name in March is called again?
The close-up.
The close-up is March 2026, and I think it takes a minute for people to wrap their minds around the fact that the journey, it is dependent upon you being faithful to what the calling is inside of you. And that's what I'm seeing you do. And I'm resonating with the woman who said, you told me about that 3 years ago. I think you told me about this the moment I met you, that this was in your heart and this is why you wanted to do it. It's not just students, it's new entrepreneurs, it's people who want to launch themselves and their families and their destinies with legacy. So just thank you so much for what you're doing, how you're doing it, and your ability to say, okay, God did that. It's so good. It's so good. Thank you, Michelle. You are a treasure. Purpose Well, ladies and gentlemen, Purpose Well. And what's that website? PurposeWellGroup.com.
Yes, www.purposewellgroup.com.
And you can find out more about all of the activities. There'll be lots of speakers, and I do know that, and lots of excitement because there are a lot of wonderful things that are going to happen at this event in 2026. Thank you again for being here. I'm BJ Arnett. That's Michelle Marshall. I hope you got something out of that. If you feel like you're stuck in the same place that you were last year, let's turn up your faith muscle there, okay? And know that somebody's got your back. He's got your back. We got your back. God bless you.